Virgo, tonight, the cosmos is shifting in ways you've never felt before. Something ancient is stirring, a pulse hidden between the stars, vibrating closer with every heartbeat. It's not a storm you can see, but a wave you can feel. In your dreams, in the silence between your thoughts, in that strange pull inside your chest you can't explain. A hidden frequency is moving toward you, one that could change your life forever. But be warned, not everyone will be able to handle what's coming. Some will feel the energy and dismiss it. Others will sense the call and turn away. But you, Virgo, you were never meant to ignore the call of the universe. You've been prepared for this through every heartbreak, every loss, every silent night when you thought no one heard you. Those moments weren't punishment. They were calibration, aligning your soul to this exact frequency. Tonight, the veil thins. The universe is opening a corridor of power, a brief, sacred window when 5 miracles begin their descent. And only those who are awake enough, brave enough, surrendered enough will be able to receive them. Can you feel it? That electricity under your skin, that's the energy of destiny, whispering your name. Don't dismiss it as coincidence. This is your sign, your permission, your initiation. You are standing at the edge of a shift so powerful that even the stars are holding their breath. The question is, will you step through? Or will you let it pass, and wonder years from now what might have been? The universe doesn't wait, Virgo. It moves for those who are ready. So ask yourself, are you ready to receive the miracles meant for you? To awaken what has been sleeping? To claim the life that was always yours? The cosmos has chosen this night, October 12, 2025, to align with your frequency. The message you are about to hear is not entertainment. It is remembrance, the moment your soul recognizes its own power. So before we begin this sacred transmission, take a deep breath, and listen not with your mind, but with your spirit. Because after tonight, nothing will ever feel the same again. This is your awakening. This is the beginning. And if you are ready, truly ready, then stay with me. You are exactly where the universe wants you to be. Before we step fully into this energy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mindfulness Meditation, so we can continue bringing you these sacred messages from the stars. Now, Virgo, let's begin. The portal is open. The first miracle, the hidden door. There are moments in life when the ordinary begins to tremble, when something invisible starts to shift beneath the surface of your routines. You can't explain it. A quiet restlessness moves through your chest, as if the air itself is whispering that something is about to change. That whisper, Virgo, is not a coincidence. It's the first sign that the universe is calling you toward a hidden door. And the truth is, fear is the first sign that this door is real. Because fear does not come to destroy you, it comes to confirm that you are standing at the edge of transformation. Every great awakening begins not with certainty, but with trembling. When you sense that mix of wonder and terror in your bones, it means you've arrived at the threshold of your next miracle. You see, the universe rarely announces its miracles with fireworks. It hides them inside the smallest choices, inside the call you've been avoiding, the opportunity you've postponed, or the person you've kept at arm's length because something about them feels too real, too close to what your heart secretly desires. The hidden door never appears in grand form. It reveals itself only when your soul is ready to see beyond logic. It waits for you in the places you least expect, in the hesitation before you say yes, in the pause between what is safe and what is true. Sometimes, the door appears as fatigue, when the old ways of living no longer fit, but you keep pretending they do. Other times, it's an invitation, a gentle nudge disguised as coincidence. But always, it demands one sacred thing: courage. The courage to move before the mind understands why. For Virgo, whose heart craves order and understanding, this is the hardest test. You have spent a lifetime mastering control, knowing how to predict, prepare, perfect. Yet the miracle of awareness does not come through control, it comes through surrender. It begins when you release the need to analyze every sign and instead feel the current guiding you. Imagine standing in front of a vast door that has no handle, only light seeping through its edges. You don't open it by force, you open it by faith. The moment you whisper, "I'm ready," the hinges move, not outside you, but within. The real door is not in the world, it's in your perception. It's the instant when you stop asking, "Why me?" and begin to ask, "What is this teaching me?" That shift is the miracle. Every sacred tradition has spoken of this moment, The passage from seeing life as random to realizing it is choreographed by something vast and intelligent. The Egyptians called it the weighing of the heart. The Greeks called it metanoia, a turning of the mind. In modern language, we might simply call it awareness, the ability to recognize divine patterns in human disguise. And this awareness always begins in fear. Not the paralyzing kind, but the kind that humbles you, the kind that tells you, you are standing before something greater than yourself. That's the signal. When fear and curiosity coexist, the door begins to shimmer. If you listen closely, the universe is not testing you, it is training you to trust your own resonance. What you feel drawn toward but simultaneously afraid of. That's your clue. The same force that creates galaxies is urging you to take one conscious step toward alignment. Maybe the miracle isn't something that happens to you, but something that awakens through you. Maybe awareness itself is the miracle, the ability to see how each event, even the painful ones, was guiding you here. To this moment. To this door. So pause. Breathe. Feel the weight of this instant. Something sacred is waiting. The door doesn't need a key, it needs your permission. Say it quietly or write it where you'll see it. I am ready to walk through. And when you do, everything changes, not because the world shifts, but because you do. The unseen becomes visible. The hidden door opens, not into another place, but into a new way of seeing. That, Virgo, is your first miracle. Not the reward at the end of faith, but the awareness that faith itself was the door all along. The second miracle, the alignment of abundance. There comes a time, Virgo, when the universe stops whispering and begins to sing, when everything you touch seems to hum with meaning, and every coincidence feels like a secret message written just for you. You glance at the clock and see the same numbers again and again. You think of someone, and they appear. You walk into a place you've never been before and feel as if the air itself recognizes your name. These are not accidents. Coincidence is never random, it's the universe speaking directly to you. But the question is, are you listening? You see, abundance doesn't arrive as a lump sum dropped into your lap. It begins as a vibration, a rhythm that syncs with your awareness. Most people miss it because they're waiting for wealth to appear, not realizing it must first be acknowledged. The universe sends signals long before it sends substance. Prosperity is born in perception. For Virgo, who has long equated worth with effort, this is a revelation. You've worked, served, calculated, sacrificed, and yet, the next level of abundance won't come through harder labor. It will come through alignment. Through learning how to flow instead of force. Money, luck, opportunities, they are not rewards, they are reflections. They respond to your frequency, not your fatigue. When your heart and your actions are aligned, life rearranges itself in your favor. That's the secret the universe has been trying to show you through all those coincidences. The ancient mystics understood this. They taught that fortune is not something to chase, but something to magnetize. The Taoists called it Wu Wei, effortless action. The Egyptians called it Marat, living in harmony with divine order. In modern terms, it's flow. It's when your intention, your integrity, and your intuition begin to move as one continuous current. That's when abundance starts to find you, as if drawn by gravity. Think of it like the tide. You can stand at the shore and fight the water, or you can learn its rhythm and move with it. The ocean doesn't rush to fill your hands, it waits for you to trust its pulse. Prosperity works the same way. The more you chase it, the more it slips away. The more you honor its flow, the more it returns in ways you could never have planned. So the universe begins testing you, not through lack, but through signs. Numbers repeating. Doors opening. A stranger offering an idea that echoes what you were just thinking. These are the coordinates of alignment. The more aware you are, the more fluent you become in the language of abundance. And yes, the signs can feel uncanny. But that's how magic always begins, in the tension between doubt and recognition. You might even ask, why now? Because you've reached a vibration the universe can finally match. You've moved from scarcity thinking, where everything must be earned, to sovereignty thinking, where everything can be received. You were never meant to beg the universe for blessings. You were meant to collaborate with it. When you start noticing patterns instead of problems, gratitude instead of grievance, you begin to move differently. You speak differently. Even your energy feels like a prayer answered. And in that shift, prosperity can finally locate you. This is why fear was the first miracle, because it softened your resistance. Now comes the second, flow. It's the realization that abundance is not luck, it's literacy. It's learning to read the subtle script of the cosmos and respond in rhythm. So here's the truth that changes everything. The universe is not withholding from you, it's waiting for your alignment. Every delay you thought was denial was really divine timing. Every closed door was a compass, turning you toward the one that would open effortlessly. If you want to attract abundance, stop asking when it will come and start asking who you must become to receive it. Take a breath, Virgo. Feel that quiet pulse in your chest. It's the rhythm of the universe syncing with your own. You're not behind. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. The miracle of prosperity begins not when something arrives, but when you realize it's already been circling you all along, waiting for you to look up, recognize the pattern, and say, I see you. Because the moment you do, abundance turns its face toward you and whispers back, finally, you're ready. The third miracle, the rewriting of love. There are moments when the universe, in its quiet mercy, gives you a second heartbeat. A chance not to relive the past, but to rewrite it. Not by erasing what happened, but by transforming how it lives within you. Because this miracle, Virgo, doesn't erase the past, it transforms it. And transformation, true transformation, never begins in comfort. It begins when the echo of an old ache meets the warmth of new light. When something or someone stirs a feeling you thought you had buried. That's when you realize, love was never gone. It was waiting beneath the rubble of your own protection, patient, like a seed that knew spring would come again. For Virgo, love has always been sacred labor. You've built relationships like temples, carefully, intentionally, with devotion in every gesture. But somewhere along the way, those temples began to crumble under the weight of perfection. You mistook control for safety. You thought if you managed every detail, you could avoid heartbreak. Yet heartbreak came anyway, teaching you what no stability ever could, that love is not maintained through precision, but through presence. The universe, in its infinite kindness, is now offering you the third miracle, the rewriting of love. But it doesn't look like a romance movie. It looks like a soft reopening of your heart after a long winter. It looks like forgiveness, not the kind that forgets, but the kind that finally understands. Sometimes this miracle arrives as a familiar face, someone from your past returning with new eyes. Other times, it's a soul you've never met before, yet they feel like a story you've always known. But the form doesn't matter. What matters is the frequency. This person, whether old or new, comes not to fill your emptiness, but to mirror your wholeness. That's what makes this miracle sacred. It's not about falling in love, it's about rising in love. About seeing connection as a bridge, not a rescue. It's realizing that the love you give now is no longer fueled by fear of losing, but by the freedom of understanding. You no longer need to prove your worth to be chosen, you've already chosen yourself. The ancient Greeks spoke of agape, the highest form of love, born not from desire, but from divinity. It's the love that sees without needing to possess. The love that blesses even what leaves. And perhaps, Virgo, this is what you're remembering now, that the heart's purpose is not to stay unbroken, but to stay open. Because every heartbreak, every separation, every silence was never punishment. It was refinement. The fire that burns away illusion so the soul can finally recognize truth. You thought you were healing from a person, but really, you were healing your capacity to love again, without fear, without conditions, without armor. The universe does not send love to complete you, it sends love to mirror you. When you meet someone who awakens something ancient in your spirit, it's not fate giving you back what you lost, it's destiny showing you who you've become. They arrive not as an answer, but as a reflection. A reminder that what you thought was broken was only becoming deeper, wiser, more capable of divine connection. So when this love reappears, when that message comes, when the universe arranges the meeting, when you feel the unmistakable pull, don't rush to define it. Just breathe. Let it unfold with the grace of something meant. The third miracle doesn't demand control, it asks for surrender. And if you're wondering whether this time will be different, the answer lies within you. It will be different because you are. You no longer seek love from a place of scarcity. You no longer chase what leaves or cling to what hurts. You stand in your worth now, calm and steady, like the eye of a storm that finally understands its own power. This is the rewriting of love, not a return to what was, but an awakening to what always could be. A new chapter written in the language of self-respect, mutual recognition, and soulful peace. So let your heart reopen, not as it once was, but as it was always meant to be, unafraid, unarmored, and alive. Because love, true love, isn't the closing of a wound. It's the breath that moves through it, turning pain into purpose and memory into meaning. Virgo, your heart was never broken. It was being rewritten. The fourth miracle, the wave of vitality. There comes a moment, Virgo, when the body begins to whisper what the soul has been trying to say for years. The fatigue that lingers. The ache that has no name. The heaviness that no amount of rest seems to cure. It isn't failure, it's language. The body speaks when the spirit has been silenced too long. And now, the universe is sending you the fourth miracle. The wave of vitality. This is not just healing, it's resurrection. The return of energy not borrowed from caffeine or willpower, but summoned from alignment. Because your body is a reflection of your alignment with the universe. When your spirit begins to move in truth again, every cell remembers how to shine. 4 years, you've carried too much, Virgo. You've been the steady hand, the quiet rescuer, the one who keeps everything from falling apart. But holding the world together took something from you. It took your spark. Somewhere along the way, duty replaced desire, and survival replaced joy. You learned to function, not to feel. But the universe is calling you back to your own rhythm now, to the pulse that existed before exhaustion became normal. You were never meant to run on empty. You were meant to radiate. This wave of vitality doesn't arrive like lightning, it unfolds like dawn. Slowly, steadily, illuminating the parts of you that forgot they were alive. It begins the moment you stop apologizing for needing rest, for saying no, for wanting more than endurance. The moment you stop surviving and start receiving, life rushes back in. The ancients understood this sacred link between body and cosmos. The Egyptians believed the Ka, the vital essence, was sustained by harmony between thought and action. The Chinese called it Qi, the current of life that flows through all beings. In modern language, we might call it coherence, when your inner world matches your outer expression. That's when vitality returns, not as energy borrowed from time, but as power borrowed from eternity. You've been trained to see health as a physical pursuit. Diets, routines, regimens. But true restoration is energetic. You can't heal a body that's still at war with its own truth. The moment you stop pretending, the body begins to repair. Every suppressed emotion is an unfinished conversation with your cells, and when you finally speak honestly, they listen. This is the miracle of restoration. Energy doesn't come from what you do, it comes from who you are when you do it. When your actions are aligned with your essence, you generate energy instead of spending it. When you create from joy instead of duty, vitality amplifies. When you forgive, the nervous system exhales. When you express instead of repress, the heart remembers how to beat freely again. You were never fragile, Virgo. You were simply misaligned. Like an instrument slightly out of tune, your melody got lost in the noise of responsibility. But now, the universe is tuning you back to your natural frequency, the note you were born to vibrate at. And the signs will appear in small ways first. You'll wake up one morning and feel lighter. You'll crave nature more than distraction. You'll notice your breath deepening without trying. You'll laugh and realize it doesn't hurt anymore. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Proof that your energy is restoring itself, not through effort, but through awareness. Because healing is not about going back to who you were, it's about remembering who you always were before the world taught you to forget. So let the wave move through you. Let it wash away the exhaustion that was never yours to carry. Let it remind your body that it belongs to the earth and your soul that it belongs to the stars. Each inhale, a return. Each exhale, a release. Your vitality is not something you lost, it's something that's been waiting for permission to come home. And when it does, Virgo, you will not just feel better, you will be better. Because healing is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a new rhythm. One that beats in harmony with the universe itself. Say it quietly, as if sealing a covenant with life. I am ready to receive my restoration. And then, feel it, the pulse of creation syncing with your own heartbeat. Because this, Virgo, is your fourth miracle. The moment you stop chasing energy and realize, you are the energy. The fifth miracle, the vision of destiny. Virgo, there comes a moment in every soul's journey when the fog lifts. When the endless questioning quiets, and for the first time, you don't just see your path, you feel it calling you. It doesn't arrive with fireworks or angels singing. It comes in silence, in that single breath when something inside you whispers, "This is it." That's the fifth miracle, the vision of destiny. The moment you no longer chase signs from the universe, because you realize you've been one all along. You see, purpose isn't something we find like a treasure buried under time. It's something we remember, piece by piece, each time we rise after a fall, each time we choose truth over comfort. Life doesn't hand you meaning, it waits for you to create it. And that's where Virgo stands tonight, at the crossroads between potential and reality, between what could be and what will be. In every myth, there's a moment when the hero stops seeking approval and starts embodying destiny. For you, that moment is now. The vision doesn't come to flatter you, it comes to summon you. To remind you that seeing your destiny is not enough. Action is the bridge between potential and reality. Too many souls spend their lives staring at the door of purpose, waiting for permission to walk through. But purpose doesn't wait for the brave, it creates them. And I'll tell you this, destiny has never been polite. It doesn't knock gently, it storms your peace, rearranges your plans, and dismantles your illusions. It strips you of excuses until there's nothing left but truth, raw, unfiltered, demanding. That's why this miracle is both revelation and reckoning. Because once you've seen what you're meant to become, you can never unsee it. You can't go back to sleep. You can't pretend you don't know. I've seen it too many times. People on the edge of transformation, holding the vision in their hands yet too afraid to claim it. They call it timing, they call it doubt, they call it waiting for a sign. But what they're really waiting for is permission to believe they're worthy of their own greatness. And that, Virgo, is the final illusion you must break. When destiny calls, it doesn't care if you're ready. It cares if you're willing. The universe never asked you to be fearless, only faithful. Faithful to the quiet, knowing that what's meant for you cannot pass you, unless you refuse to reach for it. That is the sacred contract of this miracle, to see, to move, and to trust. Because every purpose has a window, a divine timing that will not repeat itself in the same way again. Think of all the revolutions that began with one moment of clarity. Galileo looking at the stars, Joan of Arc hearing her call, Mandela standing unbroken behind prison walls. None of them waited for perfect conditions. They acted in faith, not certainty. That's the language of destiny, movement before proof, courage before applause. So here you are, Virgo, standing at the threshold of the fifth miracle. You've seen the signs, you've felt the shifts, you've endured the waiting. Now, the universe turns the question back to you. Will you step through? Because the truth is, destiny isn't a path you follow, it's one you forge. Every step you take becomes the map for someone else to find their way home. And maybe, that's the real miracle of purpose, not that it reveals your future, but that it awakens your power to create it. So tonight, let the vision burn brighter than your fear. Let it remind you of who you were before the world told you who to be. This is not the end of your search. It's the beginning of your embodiment. The stars have done their part. The universe has whispered. Now, it's your move. The question isn't whether you're destined for greatness. It's whether you'll dare to live like it. Because purpose doesn't wait, and neither should you. Full circle resolution, the divine choice. There comes a night when the stars themselves seem to hold their breath. The air feels heavier, charged, alive, as if the entire cosmos is waiting for one thing. Your choice. October 12th, 2025. The night the circle closes, and opens again. The night Virgo stops chasing miracles and becomes one. This is the culmination, the weaving together of every lesson, every tear, every awakening. The door that taught you courage. The abundance that taught you flow. The love that taught you forgiveness. The vitality that taught you embodiment. And now, the fifth miracle, the return to your own divine destiny. You've walked through thresholds, Virgo. You felt fear turn to faith, scarcity turn to flow, heartbreak turn to grace, exhaustion turn to energy. But none of it was random. The universe has been choreographing this, a sacred rehearsal for one act, alignment with purpose. Because the true miracle was never what appeared in front of you. It was the being you became on the way there. You are no longer the seeker, you are the signal. The universe no longer speaks to you, it speaks through you. Every coincidence was a conversation. Every silence was an initiation. Every delay was divine choreography. And now, the circle closes in light. You feel it, the subtle hum in your chest, the rhythm of something larger pulsing through your veins. This is what awakening feels like when it reaches the body, a knowing that needs no proof. The same current that births galaxies moves through your breath. You were never separate from it, you simply forgot. The ancient mystics called this moment hieros gamos, the sacred union between human will and divine order. It is the instant when destiny stops being a mystery and becomes a mirror. You look back and see that every wound was wisdom in disguise. Every detour was direction. Every loss was liberation. And here's the truth the universe whispers now. The universe doesn't wait. Energy moves where belief flows. The next chapter begins not when you are ready, but when you are willing. Step forward. Receive the miracles. Embrace your destiny. The choice is yours. This isn't a metaphor, it's a call. A sacred invitation to move from observation to creation. To stop asking for signs and start being one. To stop seeking approval and start radiating authority. The kind of quiet authority that comes from knowing you are not merely guided, you are guidance, walking in human form. Virgo, your life was never about perfection, it was about participation. The divine never needed you to be flawless, only to be faithful. Faithful to your intuition. Faithful to the vision that refuses to die. Faithful to the quiet pull that says, there's more. That more begins tonight. October 12th is no longer just a date, it is an activation. The night the cosmos witnessed your becoming. The night you stop waiting for permission and crown yourself with purpose. The night you reclaim the truth that has been echoing since your first breath. You were never just meant to witness miracles. You were meant to create them. So breathe in the magnitude of this moment. You are standing in the center of a divine circle. Fear behind you, faith before you, the universe around you. Everything has come full circle, not to end the story, but to begin it anew. Raise your head. The stars are listening. The cosmos has cleared the path. Destiny is not something that happens to you. Destiny is what happens through you. The universe doesn't wait. Step forward. Receive the miracles. Embrace your destiny. The choice is yours, and tonight, Virgo, the universe chooses with you. Virgo, the journey you began is reaching its crescendo. Every signal, every whisper of the universe, every subtle nudge that you've sensed has led you to this precise moment. The hidden door has been revealed, the opportunities aligned, the energies converging, and now the choice stands before you. The universe waits, but it does not wait forever. Step forward. Receive the miracles. Embrace your destiny. You have witnessed the unfolding of 5 profound forces. The first, the hidden door inviting you to step into your power. The second, the alignment of luck, opportunity, and abundance. The third, the awakening of love and connection that heals and transforms. The fourth, the wave of vitality restoring strength and clarity. And the fifth, the vision of your true path, illuminating the life you were always meant to lead. Each miracle has been a key, each sign a guide, all converging to create a path only you can walk. Now, Virgo, the invitation is yours to answer. Will you step through, or let this moment pass you by? This is not a test of luck, nor of chance. It is a calling for courage, awareness, and alignment. Every fear, every hesitation you feel is evidence that you are on the threshold of transformation. The energy is here, tangible and precise, and it responds to your attention, your intention, your readiness to act. The choice is no longer about waiting for the universe to deliver. It is about claiming the power that has always been within you. The door is open. The light is reaching toward you. Every step you take from here forward is infused with the force of destiny itself. Do not underestimate the weight of this moment. Your actions now will ripple across every aspect of your life, shaping outcomes in ways that have been quietly preparing for you all along. As you breathe, as you focus, as you allow yourself to fully receive, know that you are not simply a witness to these miracles. You are their embodiment. You are the conscious participant, the architect of the path that unfolds. Virgo, you have arrived at the threshold of your own awakening. Step forward with courage. Step forward with trust. Step forward knowing that the universe has placed the power, the choice, and the destiny into your hands. This is your moment. Claim it. Walk through. And let the miracles of October 12th transform your life, your heart, and your soul forever.